have a bunch of, wow, everyone in the room has been challenged to tell a story about when they were a young something.
A young something?
Yeah, have we been getting a lot of those?
A young creature?
We've done a bunch of them.
We've done a bunch of them already. So is it just to do the people who haven't actually done these already? Is that the idea, or?
Is it like young anything? How do you mean? Just
well,
like
as a young
embarrassing
boy,
tale from you?
For you? Well, it's like Cameron tells a story about when he was a young boy, but then Alex is to also do the same, and then Megan is to do the same, and then short Ian,
When Megan
small
was a
Ian,
young boy?
Ian, and when Megan was a young boy. Well, oh no, it strictly says young girl, so we got away with that. Corey tells a story when she was a young lady.
Oh!
Well, Andre tells a story when he was a young man.
Ooh, that's right.
And John Cena is to tell a story about when he was just a young box.
And his name is John Cena!
It's like a Pee-wee's Playhouse thing, isn't it? I will accept the story of the box, in fact. Let's do that one.
So while we're getting that set up, I've got some science to do here.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay. So now can you put Screaming Doll in the bell and have the air go through the horn and come out the honk?
That's
Oh,
not gonna
definitely
work.
not.
No.
What I can do, however...
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Mics.
The mics.
It's a bit of an anticlimax.
It's not bad.
It's almost a foghorn.
Kind of depressing.
Now try the air through the. Try the canister through the air.
Because you have to suck on the Hunky Doll.
I've been sitting here for the last couple hours being like, I don't know why I
No!
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to do what I did last night?
What did you do last night?
Blow continuously for...
Yeah, right?
Go figure.
It's like a shofar.
Yeah, I was gonna
It turns out we're just a bunch of bellows.
Oh. If
How's
you
your embouchure?
blow through the bottom of the end, it should work.
I can't... You have to get up, you know, and...
I meant with the.
It only
the
has
can.
one sound and volume.
No, I mean, you should be able to pitch it up if you blow really hard.
With the canister, I meant.
Really?
This seems
Oh, like go up and do the octave change?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Oh, can I do one more thing? Because I bet I could get a trumpet embouchure on this.
Yeah.
Oh my
And now my lips are bleeding.
It sounded pretty sick.
Late night with band nerds.
I'm so afraid.
Oh no.
Hey, John.
No, that's too much.
All right. So John needs to tell us a story about when he was a young box.
Take it away, John.
I can't do his voice.
He's a man of a few words.
It's true.
I don't actually know what John Cena's like.
What did you do?
Yeah.
All right.
That was the story.
There you go.
The
That's
end.
when he was a box. His name was John Cena.
Oh no, please no. Don't do that.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I'm trying to think. Of a good story of like when I was
Damn
young
it.
and dumb. Oh wait, I do have one. So, do you want to do? I mean, maybe we should make it a theme of just like goofball stories.
Yeah, okay.
Things that happen.
Goofball stories when we were young.
I got one.
Sure.
I was walking to the beach one day when I was very young. I can't remember how young, but I had a rice cake in one hand and a piece of charcoal in the other hand.
Oh no.
And I forgot which was which at one point.
Oh,
As you do.
And yeah, it was just like I put something gritty and weirdly sea salty in my mouth. And I was like, this is a weird rice cake. Oh, it's carbon. So yeah, that felt real stupid.
Then you go.
And got new teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad times.
I'm trying to think of like what are the dumbest things I did. I don't know. Oh well, I mean, when I was young, I was fat and I had a mullet. Thought it was a great idea at the time.
Dude, I can do you one worse. I had a Chelsea at one point.
A Chelsea?
What's a Chelsea?
It's like it was short all over and then just long in the front.
Wow.
I have no clue what I was thinking.
Any stories about your brother, Beach?
Yeah, well, my brother one time, he was walking past our vehicle. We were all getting into the car, and he went to he looked on the window. He was like, "Oh, sweet gum!" And he picked off the gum and he put it in his mouth to chew the gum that was sitting on the window.
Brody.
And my mom was like, "Oh my God, that was bird poop." And it was one of those. John just
You just killed John Cena.
and it's
You
one of those things
killed
because
John Cena.
there was multiple layers for that because it was like you picked gum off of a window that somebody else had already chewed, but also you didn't recognize that it was not gum in the first place.
That's
It was kind of like ugh. So
How,
yeah,
old, how old was he at this time?
3 years older than I was. So just one of those moments of like brain fart, bad judgment, did a thing.
That is really disgusting.
Will your brother eat any cloacal detritus?
No, I don't think he will.
Cloacal detritus?
Yeah.
I mean
bird
detritus?
It's kind of a bad scene. So
What the heck, man?
I don't know.
I have one.
Okay.
Also, you should speak up. Do we move the mic?
I don't know. Let's
I don't know if we
pretend.
still have problems with people in the back coach being quiet.
Honk.
As long as you talk like louder.
Louder?
You're
Okay.
not supposed to-
When I was younger and I was at a training camp for fencing, we had mandatory fun times, which in this case was softball.
Oh.
And I was playing second base one day, and one of the coaches hit a line drive right past me, and I couldn't reach it with my glove hand, so I decided to catch it with my offhand, and split my hand open. I was like, aha! And I snagged it out of the air, and I
Good for you.
picked it up, and I threw them out at first base, and I went back to the base. And shortstop looks over and goes, "Why is your hand red, dude?" And I look down and I have blood just dripping from my
wow.
fingertips. I'm like, oh, when I look at my hand, and it's split open at the thumb joint, and to this day, I still have slightly non-aligned because I broke the webbing of my thumb.
Interesting.
Maybe I can show it to
Nope.
I mean, if we were doing injuries, like
Oh
I have stories
no.
about that.
Are we
but-
just gonna nauseate everybody?
Let's not.
Let's
do
not.
injury stories.
Yeah, let's
So-
just nip that one right in the butt.
There was a time that I was standing in parking lots, and I look over, and I see my friend Beej driving his car towards me.
Uh-oh.
And I decided, okay, this is happening.
Oh no.
It's gonna happen.
So I widen my stance. And I believe you actually revved the engine.
Well, I was coming, and so I thought, well, why not?
I get down, and we had just in the past couple years become pretty fast friends at this point.
True, we were really good buds.
Yeah, but why were we on the same
Were.
page? Because neither of us moved. Until his car was about that far ahead of me, in which case I very quickly moved up onto his hood, and my shoes remained on the ground, and I rode his hood for the next 25 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I am not 6 inches shorter.
It's like I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I was like, oh, this will be funny. I'll come up to Ian and I'll stop. And I'm like, no, it'll be even funnier if I keep going.
It would be hilarious
Yeah.
if I hit my friend with my car.
Yes, I know.
Question, Beach. Did you own a waterbed at the time?
Yes. Oh.
And there we go.
That's straight correlation there. That's how it works.
I think I've apologized about that to you every 2 years.
I said, don't, because that was awesome.
Yeah. I'm Brennan Deary and this is Jackass.
Oh man. I mean, there was that time that I drove around the block in winter with my brother perched on the hood of my car, completely mad at me that I was driving away from him and I wouldn't stop to listen to him. So there's that. So I got into a lot of trouble with that car. Yep.
Time we almost died in Jasper.
There was that. Yeah, that was good too. Yeah, sliding the car sideways down the Transcat at 97 kilometers an hour. That was neat. And then I was like, oh, I've never been in an accident before. We're gonna be fine. And then
That is the definition of reckless.
Yeah.
that's literally what happened. My head was like, oh, I've never been in an accident. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Wham! And
Yikes.
Then we went back to the hotel, or back to the B&B, and we had fondue and grapes, and I vomited for 3 hours.
And we watched Topsy Turvy, which was the real accident.
Yes.
Marking that done.
I'm
Oh,
trying
wow.
to think of one, and I can't think of it. Like, my entire
Are there any
adolescence
over here?
and most of my childhood and adult life have actually just been one long cringe moment.
I have one very short, vivid, like, mental image I've had when I was waiting for the school bus during winter in the prairies, and the bus comes around the corner at the far end of the block, and I see the bus come around the corner and then just keep spinning.
Oh, wow.
It did a 360
Just-
at
okay.
the far end. I'm like, I am glad I am not on that bus right
You're
now.
the luckiest. You were the luckiest boy because you got to see that happen in front of you.
You know,
Yes.
So many of us are Canadian, and I have a story almost exactly like that. I used to work for a staging and lighting company, and at one point it was the dead of winter, and it was like just snowing. This was in Ontario, so the kind of snow that you remember. And I didn't have a car, and I never have had a car, so the 5-ton truck on the way back from the gig, they dropped me off at like the 401 and the DBP for me to walk home, which sucked, but not as much as like when I was standing in the snowdrift watching as the truck drove down the 401 and then just turned sideways and kept going. Just like,
It did a barrel roll?
no, it didn't roll over, it just went straight and then like Tokyo drifted.
Oh man.
It was.
Corey had a story here.
Oh, Corey does.
Oh, sure.
Corey, then Ben, and then we have another thing I have to mention.
Yep. I guess I've got a young lady story.
Yay.
So there's one time in about elementary school, I think grade 2, 3, I'm gets a phone call from an angry parent who says that I gave his son a face wash. He was angry at me for that, and I should be forced to apologize. And I was like, Corey, did you do this? I said, yes.
For those in the chat who don't know what snow is,
Yeah, so what it basically just involves grabbing handfuls of snow and rubbing it in someone's face, and it's sharp and cold and wet, and it's like maybe slightly cutty in
Yeah.
the face area.
Yeah, it's abrasive.
Yeah.
It's
And so-
exfoliating. It's good for you.
So she's like,
Not
why
the
did you do
corneas.
this? And my response was that 4 of them had tackled me and given me a face wash, and so I, throughout the day, hunted each and every one of them down and returned the favor.
Yeah. Go Corey.
No
for you.
apology
Wow.
required.
Yay! That's what I like to hear. Ben, what's yours?
So the first part of mine, I guess, starts off a little like fine, and then I might not tell the second part because it gets sort of an essay.
Okay, that's fine.
But I used to play lacrosse when I was a kid, and for anybody who doesn't know, a lacrosse ball is literally just like a solid rubber.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's heavy and yeah.
It's like a billiard ball.
Yes, yeah. So anyways, I was playing a game, and from about maybe the distance I am away from Tara, I got hit in the back of the neck with it at like full force, and I ended up passing out and waking up in a stretcher. And I was like so doped up on morphine, and the only thing that I was able to comprehend was that the ambulance drivers were talking to me, being like, let's listen to some music. You like music, Ben? We'll turn on the radio. And they turn it on, and Don't Stop Believing comes on. And they're like, sing along with us, Ben. And I was like, this is a small town. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the second part, it's not too bad, but we got to the hospital, and they basically were like, okay, so you may have taken some some spinal damage, getting hit that hard. The number one thing that can happen in that situation is certain fluids may come out of a certain orifice in your body, so we need to check for that. And I'm still super high on morphine, so I don't understand anything that's going on. And they're like, are you ready, Ben? Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and hand up my butt. And in those situations, it's not just like a, okay, everything's good, come out. No, I was up there for a good 2 minutes.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
young Ben story.
On that note.
Yes.